Hello, everybody, and welcome to It Matters Radio. This is Monica Brinkman, and it is Sunday, and it is time for our musical guest interview. As always, Carrie Hall is with us today. Hi, Carrie.
Hi,
Carrie, I see a wonderful young woman here. Could you please introduce her to all of us?
I am absolutely thrilled to introduce to our viewers on It Matters Radio, Miss Amy Sind. And she is amazing. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your last name, but anyway, welcome to the show. We are so glad to have you, and just thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, Sinha.
Sinha. Okay.
Sinha.
I
Sinha, I beg your pardon.
No
Amy
problem.
Sinha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Amy, you started out pretty young at a talent contest at the age of 6. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was. I've got two older sisters, and
Mhm.
my eldest sister introduced me and my other sister into this talent competition. It's called at the local Patty Pavilion we have here in Swansea, and I sang "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" because I loved musicals, so I picked that song, and then it all started from there.
Oh, it's just amazing. Now, what was it like growing up with three older sisters? Because I had three brothers and two sisters.
Oh
What was that
wow,
like?
that's a lot. Yeah, it's good. I mean, obviously, I was quite quiet because I was the youngest, but I didn't stay quiet for long, having to compete with two older sisters. But they were great because they were really musical as well. So, but they were really into acting, so they
Mhm.
kind of got me out there and got me out of myself more, I think.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was very, very shy, believe it or not, as a child, and performing is such a wonderful thing to just break that shell because you start getting involved in your performance and not
Yeah,
thinking about what other people are thinking of you or being afraid. So I think that's a good thing for any child to do
Right,
is
right.
get out there and perform in some way. So
Yeah, exactly.
definitely. I think so.
So, you have majored in jazz originally. Let's talk a little bit about why that choice and where you went from there.
Well, as I said, I always used to watch like black and white movies, and I used to love singing the songs like "Singing in the Rain." I think is my favorite musical
Yeah.
film.
oh yeah.
So I love Gene Kelly, and I used to listen to a lot of Frank Sinatra.
Mm.
And because I think I used to love all those songs, so when I went to college when I was 16, they kind of persuaded me to go to music college, which I didn't know that you could do at that time. I thought you could only study classical music at university. I didn't know about the music colleges, but when I found that out, I was like, okay, I have to do this. So yeah, I got into Leeds College of Music, which was specially for jazz. And then that just took off. Really, I just loved it so much.
Right. So, Lee's is a pretty what's the word? Prestigious college, isn't it? Was it very hard to get into that particular institution at all?
It was prestigious for jazz because they had a lot of amazing
Okay.
jazz lecturers there at that time, and then rather than any other colleges. I mean, the colleges in London were amazing, but they were more geared towards classical and a little bit of jazz. But Leeds was, the place to be for jazz. No, I found it easy to get into that. I think because the way I sing is quite free anyway, so I think they kind of liked that. So that was good.
That's great. So you got a BA, is that correct? In that particular, that's very, very cool. Now you've worked with some very interesting musicians over the years.
Yeah.
Is there one particular group or artist that stands out for you in that, or did you like working with them all?
I like working with them all because they were all so different, and it was kind of at different like stages of my life who I
Hmm.
performed with. Yeah, no, I can't say yeah, no, them all. I like them all.
Right,
That's a smart thing to say.
right, right.
I bet you did anyway, though.
So, Amy, if you had a chance to headline or actually open up an act,
Yeah.
famous person, who would you think you would love to open up an act or a concert for?
Oh gosh. Probably I would love to open for either Quincy Jones
Uh,
or yeah, I know I love Quincy Jones. Or George Benson. I
Oh,
absolutely love
cool.
George Benson. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I really like them all. You've worked for a lot of different charities over the years. Um, was there one that stood out, and are you planning on working or performing in any charities in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I love performing for charities. I think the ones that stood out was, well, obviously there's every charity I think is worthwhile. But the one I loved was the Jazz Heritage in Wales, which was for women. I mean, because obviously it's a male-dominated field,
Yes.
but we had a women's charity based in Swansea that actually affiliated with, I can't remember where, I think it might be in New York or somewhere around the US. I think they have a Women in Jazz there as well.
yes.
So they do, don't they? It
We
was a while
actually
ago.
interviewed the lady that handles that. So yeah, it's a
Ah,
very good organization. It is.
yeah, that really worthwhile, and a lot of like female jazz musicians who are just starting out, and it was kind of teaching them into jazz, whether
Mhm.
they were they kind of like intimidated going into like, a big band with a lot of men, but kind
Yeah.
of encouraging them to be them, to be themselves and feel
Right.
free to play how they play and, try to
And
improve.
they're so supportive of each other also, I found.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's a good thing. They're not trying to compete.
Hmm.
It's kind of more of a supportive role rather than, what it usually is.
Yeah, yeah. They've cut through
So
that
it
jealousy.
is definitely a male-dominated industry. How
Yeah.
does somebody like you compete? How hard is that? When you're looking at artists.
Yeah, it was difficult. And then I kind of stepped back and I was like, I don't want to compete. So it's kind of like, it takes like courage to, I think, to be yourself and not want to be like everybody else, because I think I'm not a typical jazz singer. I don't have your typical jazz type voice. My voice is a lot more soulful
Hmm.
than
Yes.
than the usual jazz singer, and I think I was trying to compete with the other people, so I kind of like put it aside now, and it's like, well, I am what I am. You like it or not?
Yeah, but that makes you so very unique. And it's why I believe the fans adore you so much. It's because you do have your own style that you stick to. You don't try
Yeah,
to be somebody else. And people know that. They know when it's
yeah,
real and when it's not.
they do.
Absolutely.
But the industry kind of wants to push you
Yeah,
into like a certain like area and kind of box you up a little bit. So, but it's difficult to get out of it.
it is.
Wow.
It is.
So you have a brand new song, I
Yeah,
think. Is it, I
I do.
believe. Let's talk a little bit about your new song.
My new song is well, it's my first duet that I've written, and I've kind of gone into country. But the guy that I did it with, John Sudbury, he's amazing guitarist. He's very eclectic. He's got he can play jazz, blues, country, rock. He's actually touring with a band from Nashville, Stacey Collins' band. But he's from Swansea, where I am. But he's a great singer as well, and I knew that when I wanted to do the duet, I had to have him playing on it. And then I was like, oh, I'd like this to be a duet. So I was like, will you sing on it? And he's like, yeah, okay. So he
Wow.
kind of brought that rock edge to the country. So I'm quite proud of it. It's gone quite well.
Yes. And I believe it's In My Mind. Am I correct in that, or am I thinking of another
No, that's
song?
another one in my mind.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
So I,
that's another one. This
oh,
one,
so sorry.
Need You Here. This one's called Need You Here. It's the duet.
Okay. But I have to hide my embarrassment, but say that I love both. In My Mind, though, let's talk a little bit about that because it's a very touching song.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I wrote that right a year or two ago, and I don't know. I think a lot. Goes in my head, and as a musician, you kind of experience kind of like up days and a lot of low days, and because it's a hard industry to go into, So I think everybody goes through it, whatever, you know, they're whatever they're doing. But it's kind of like, hopefully it's a feel-good song for the end. So, you know, the traumas and tribulations of the mind as you're going through it. But then at the end, it's kind of like, you know, you see a way through, and there's always hope at the end of it.
Well, what I liked about that particular song in my mind was it's a song that you listen to each and every word. Where some other songs you kind of just, oh yeah,
Yes.
you rock away
Yeah.
and stuff. But this one, it draws people in, it gets their attention to really hear what you're saying. And
Oh,
with
good.
that,
I'm glad.
and with that, I think we need to play In My Mind right now. So we're going to
Yes, we
take a
do.
quick break, and you can see why we love that song along with the first song you heard and all of Amy's. We'll be back in just a few. Here you go. Enjoy.
I have never felt so far from home. Even here where I am not alone. Funny how the silence seems so loud in my mind. I am bound. Where the people come and go at will. No one sees that I am standing still. In my heart, I feel no place to go. All alone, far from home. Maybe this time it's something that I should feel. Maybe this time these feelings I have are real. I have never walked this road before. I had the chance once, but I closed that door. And now the silence still seems so loud in my mind. I'm still bound. Maybe this time it's something that I should feel. Maybe this time these feelings I have are real. I see a path ahead, an open door. I have never walked this road before. And now the silence doesn't seem so loud in my mind. I'm no longer bound in my mind. I'm no longer bound in my mind. I am bound.
Welcome back to It Matters Radio. We are talking to the delightful Amy Sinha. She's a wonderful singer, writer. You've just had an amazing career. Did you think 5 years ago you'd be where you are now? Because in my mind, it was number 4 on I think it was music. A chart.
World
Yeah, number
world music.
4, I
Yeah.
believe. Let me see if I got my facts right here, folks. Sorry. And two
Well, I'm telling,
singles.
in my mind was played many, many times,
Right.
in many, many
It reached number
charts.
4 on the world music stage,
Yeah.
and
That's it.
that's very good. That's what I meant to say. So,
Yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, I only started writing about 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. So I never thought I'd be where I am right now. I never thought that I could write, really. I used to sing, and jazz is all about, it's very difficult to write, especially for a singer. I mean, there's nothing I mean, the music of the past is amazing, all the jazz songs. So I was thinking, no, I can't come up with anything better. I was like, I can't write. But then, I just suddenly started to write. And I wrote my first album, I think it was in 2001,
Hmm.
where all my songs were my own. But I didn't really have a kind of specific genre for that. So it was kind of a mix for like jazz and blues and folk. And I think I did one song at the end called "A Vampire's Dance," which was a bit classical and ambience.
right.
So it all started from there, really. And then I think I got more experience in writing, and that's where in my mind came. And
That's exciting though, to be able to sit down. Now you are an accomplished piano player. Do you perhaps maybe play other music, and do you write from your piano?
I do write from the piano. I'm not that accomplished. I'm accomplished as I know how to play the piano, but I don't go out and perform on the piano. It's just for my songwriting and
Okay.
for my own entertainment.
Oh, hey, that's better than nothing.
Sounds like
So,
me. I've got a
yeah,
piano
you know what?
behind me.
Right. So let's look ahead a year or two. Where would Amy like to be as far as her music goes?
Oh wow. As far as my music goes, well, I really like this country genre right now. So I think more country rock, or more on the rock edge. I'm really getting into it, and more guitars. I'm starting to learn how to work with people playing guitars.
Ooh.
So I think I'd love to come to America, maybe go to
Ah,
Nashville. I would love to perform in Nashville.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be
yeah.
exciting? Yeah. Well, if that ever
Really
happens,
weird, and I love the show Nashville on TV. I'm quite hooked. So, yeah.
Wow. Whew. Yeah, Nashville, here she comes. People in Nashville, hello. Here she is. Amazing. Speaking of music, where can we find Amy Sinha and her music?
Everywhere on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, anywhere that's major download outlets online. All you have to do is, I've got websites at www.amysinha.com, or Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
yeah,
That's
I always like it when the fans and your supporters stop by on Facebook and Twitter and such and chat with you and let you know because I'm
Yeah,
sure you love the input.
absolutely. I love it when people say hi. And I'll respond quite quickly. So.
So, where did you get the idea for your latest song, your newest release? Where did that come
Um, it was just random one night. I was looking, oh, it was quite embarrassing actually. I was looking at my list I wanted for my perfect husband to be. And I just picked, I was just going through it and it just made me laugh. And I was going through like the top qualities that I wanted, like
from?
eyes and smile. And as I was doing it, just these thoughts, these lyrics started to come into my head. So I was like, oh, that would make a good song. So I think I wrote a couple of lines and then I went to the piano and thinking of a few chords and then write the melody. And then I think I wrote it in about half an hour.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it just sort of came. I think when the inspiration comes, I can't write when I don't have inspiration. So when I get the inspiration, and then I kind of write it in quite quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a long time then before the song becomes an actual, single to release. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But you've got
well,
the outline of it and
yeah,
then you can just tweak it from there.
mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, that way you can sing the songs too because I love it. I love when people write their own songs because they're the only ones that really know what they were feeling when they wrote it, and they're
Right.
Yeah.
really the only ones that can sing it the way it should be sung. That's So that's
That's it. But when
Amazing.
John sang the opposite, he actually did it in a different way than I was singing it. But I'm quite open-minded, and he sang it really well. So I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Uh, Maybe future collaborations with John, possibly?
I'd like to. He doesn't know, but yeah, I
he
think
does now.
he does now. Yeah, yeah, he's working with me again. He's quite easy to work with because I just left him to it. I was like, you know what, just do what you want to, and I kind of trust him. And he came up with some really, really good ideas. So yeah, I'd like to work with him again.
Are you touring presently anywhere, or are you playing locally, or any
Not
plans?
yet. I'm trying to put some more songs together of my new stuff that I want to do, and then I will look into it.
Oh,
I've kind of got into this acoustic feel with the guitar, so I just love to go around with the guitar now and
oh, Amy,
Cool.
just
you
perform.
have to let me know if you put out any acoustic, because that is my
Yeah,
favorite, and I believe or anything like that, like pure piano and vocals, pure acoustic and vocals, because
Hmm.
that shows talent. You're not adding all this other stuff to it, So
true.
please let me know if you put out any acoustic.
Definitely, I will.
We'll absolutely give it airtime. But
So,
Thank you.
Amy, one last thing. What does Amy like to do for fun?
Amy likes to watch and read sci-fi, anything to
Oh,
do with science fiction
yeah,
and fantasy and vampires.
ooh, all right. I like
Yeah.
that stuff too. Edgar Allan Poe. Don't you just love? Oh, that's great stuff.
he's my
And
favorite.
last question. Do you have any pets?
Pets? No, I'm
Oh,
not really a pet person.
that's okay.
Well, sometimes it's difficult for people who are in your position to actually own pets because there's such a commitment, and you really never know where you're
Yeah,
going to be at any time. So,
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess cats kind of look after themselves, but
yes.
That's true. They do. Let me tell you. Well, thank you, Amy, so much. Let's mention your website again, please, and then where we can find your music.
www.amysinha.com, which is Sinha. And you can find my music on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, Spotify, YouTube. I have a music video out actually for Need You Here, which is on YouTube. Almost hit 3,000 views, so I'm quite excited.
Wow.
um, so yeah, please say hello to me on any one of my social media sites. That would be great.
Great,
Absolutely. Okay,
great.
you keep in touch with us, Amy, and keep sending us this great music, and we'll keep
Please
playing
do.
it, okay?
I will. Thank you very much for having me.
You're
You're
welcome.
very welcome. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
Amazing.
Amy.
you.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
Amers.
Bye.
I tell you, Carrie, Amy Sinha is a person that I have wanted for like 2 years
Yeah.
to do an interview with.
Hmm.
Um, she's one of the few females that can take jazz and make it her own.
Yeah.
And now she's taking country and mixing it
Hmm.
with rock, and it's just amazing. And
Hmm.
I can't wait to see what she has out next. And
Oh, I can't wait for her to come to the United States. Wouldn't that be
uh,
something? Wow.
I
I'd
know
love it.
we would love it too. But
I,
folks, I'm ready for another song from
me
Amy,
too.
and we're going to end
Yeah.
the show with this song. And as I always tell you, if you loved what you heard, please let the performer know, let the artist know, and let
Hmm.
other people know, because if you love it, I bet a bunch of other people loved it also.
Right, right.
So, with that, Carrie, we're going to keep rocking on. And here is one more from Amy Sinha. Bye bye, folks.
Bye, folks. Thanks for